Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 23 for the final race of the 2024 season. As it stands in chronological order, we've got the 2025 season, which I'll be starting, I think, probably after this recording session. And I did a few videos. Anyway, we've got the option here to fire our employee, and we do, in fact, do that because we are a ruthless dictator. Moving on through the rest of the calendar, we're going to get some upgrades. We do actually get some aero upgrades there, and given the fact that we usually fail them, I imagine that that person that we fired was indeed a traitor and should be arrested for treason. Anyway, now for the final practice session then, and a toss-up between what to go for here. That is a significantly unfair amount of time, 15 minutes 50. To do a practice session for 150 points, but we managed to get through with the 70% chance. So, final practice, 75 more points acquired there, and now just some final power unit upgrades, which we fail once and hopefully get the second time. Yep, we do. Fuel efficiency, not really on the radar, but we're going to go for it anyway. Might help us run a little bit lighter in our future seasons. So then, with Lewis Hamilton wrapping up his 8th title, last time out in Mexico, it's time for the series finale, and this one's for glory, as it usually is when we get this far. I know in the past we've had opportunities in the series finale to have some interesting things going on. If you remember back to the 2022 season, myself versus Lando Norris in the BMWs, we were equal on points going into Abu Dhabi. That series was ruined though by Fernando Alonso wiping out Norris in that finale. Anyway, don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know when these races are uploaded. Keep an eye out for season 3 coming in the coming weeks. Onto the starting grid then for the final time. We've got Alex Albon on pole position alongside Lando Norris somehow. That was quite interesting. Maybe some penalties coming up. We've got George Russell, Carlos Sainz, Jack Doohan, Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Sergio Perez, and the top 10 is rounded out by Charles Leclerc and Lance Stroll. Then we've got Lewis Hamilton, Pierre Gasly, Kevin Magnussen, Radiant Slothz, Esteban Ocon, Nico Hulkenberg, Joe Guan Yu, Teo Pourchaire, Valtteri Bottas, Logan Sargent, and finally it's Yuki Tsunoda and Nick De Vries at the back of the field. Rather unsurprisingly, I think they're going to be there for quite a while as well, although Williams have scored 0 points this season, so they'll be finishing 11th and getting a very small prize pool, which isn't great, although their car is in a far better position than that of AlphaTauri, so maybe it's not the worst and they'll have to look forward to next season to score some opportunistic points. We'll just have to see how things go and who their drivers are. Here we go then for the final time in 2024, getting ready for the real life 2024, which is coming up in just a few days. We get underway here. It's a bad start for Russell. Doohan moves up into second already. Great for him there as we go challenging with Piastri and Gasly into turn 1. We get absolutely flung into the shadow realm over there then and dive down the inside of the McLaren, who started on the hards again. Common theme with the McLarens this season, at least for the races that I've covered in today's recording session. All of them using the hard tyre at the start of the Grand Prix, and then they tend to do pretty awful through the starts. But look, we managed to get past Gasly there, who I think could have defended that if he'd just run the car out to the curb. He decided not to for some reason, but it has allowed us back into the top 10, so I'm not going to complain. Jack Doohan up at the front. Lando Norris probably running hard tyres because he's a McLaren. And then Alex Albon winning the race. We haven't seen that for a while, if at all. But as we come down towards turn 1 for this replay, let's just have a look. We had to avoid the sausage curb and then got a little bit out of shape there, trying to get through without making contact with Piastri. There we go. One Ferrari, one Mercedes. Interestingly, Norris on soft tyres. had that poor start, and Doohan was able to get past him. It was actually the Ferrari and the Mercedes on the hard, which isn't great. As we ride on board with Slothz and Stroll, as we back out of the move there just isn't enough room through turn 1, and we nearly run into the back of Stroll, taking evasive maneuvers there. Somehow Stroll not able to get past Slothz, even though Slothz is running the hard. Down the second DRS straight then towards the braking zone, and on the brakes we go, nearly taking the diffuser off the back of Carlos Slothz, but we do get round past Stroll, and we'll hopefully be able to show him how to make an overtake in the next few corners. I imagine we'll run this one all the way down to the pit straight and use the DRS. And then we've got a bit of a gap up to Perez running 7th. He's running with Hamilton, I'm guessing, and then we've got Verstappen and Russell behind the leaders as we power slide our way through the hairpin and around the final few corners. Down towards the final corner we go. It's going to be a sweeping one, and I think we're going to do pretty well out of this as we're already gaining on sight. We go round the outside, DRS zone coming up, and we will power away. And we've dropped him quite nicely, I would say, and we should gain a little bit more time here through the first few corners as well. As we rejoin a few laps later, Stroll also gets past, and we're 2 seconds ahead of him as well, so that just goes to show how beneficial that was to get past. Perez and Russell now, the next pairing that we need to try and make our way past. That middle sector, a great opportunity to close up there as we try it down the inside of Perez at the end of sector 2. Try to sneak one through the inside and into P7 we go. What a sneaky little move that was. We'll find it out later on. There is a section in the middle of this circuit which is particularly strong with our car, and we're just able to close up so close in that section that we just get a great run. We can overtake people before the DRS zone, which is pretty good, especially on this difficulty with no assists and with this car as well, which isn't fully upgraded yet. But we do still have moments like that where we slide around all over the place. But up ahead, things remain unchanged at the front, but we might be able to close up relatively soon. It depends how well the Aston Martin holds up his tyres and whether or not Doohan decides to just pass and leave Albon behind. But here we go with these helicopter shots, chasing down George Russell. A little bit of late entry there, taking a different line through the corner, and we're already getting a good run. DRS is out, and there we go, we're up into P6. Verstappen is next, up a little bit further ahead of us. There he is, chasing down Lewis Hamilton. Of course, Lewis Hamilton now an H-Line World Champion, so Verstappen just trying to relive a bit of 2021 there, I think. As we followed, this is Doohan actually. Is he going to make a move on Albon in a moment? We've got some yellow flags waving as we go through up the hill with Doohan, as we've got the Aston Martin of Alex Albon going slowly, and that's Jack Doohan into the lead of the Grand Prix. But unfortunately, during that breakdown, it seems like he slowed down just a little bit too much, and that's allowed Norris to catch up. That could gift the McLaren driver the lead, as we see Alex Albon making an absolute fucking mess of trying to get out of the way, and apparently Doohan was just having problems figuring out which way not to go when he was trying to get past him there. He was debating crashing into him again, as we saw in Singapore, but didn't, as he defends from Norris into turn 1. Very nice there from Doohan. This is on for his best result. Of course, he got P2 last time out in Mexico, so he's hoping to improve on that and try and get a win. He is getting replaced next season, so God knows what team he's going to end up with. Hopefully he goes to one where he can perform exceptionally. But we're gonna just forget about him at the end of this season and focus on our new teammate, as Verstappen there making a massive slide on exit of that hairpin. We got green flags again. Have we got someone crashing or breaking down? I don't think so. No, that was just completely random. So Verstappen just ahead. We're not really gaining as much through sector 2 anymore because the tyres are going, and as you can see there, they start to lose the rear slightly. Yeah, getting a bit angry that we've not been burning off the ERS, but realistically we haven't really had to, and it regenerates so quick around this circuit that it's not really a problem. Hamilton now going for a move on Norris. We're going down the inside of Verstappen. Yes, we just about get through there. Somehow Verstappen managed to avoid crashing into us, and vice versa as well. I cannot say that I'm completely innocent, but Verstappen, very nice there not to close the door on us completely. Here's the onboard, watching Norris defend from Hamilton, and then us sliding up the inside, marginal there. And a few laps later, we've got some pit stops going on. Doohan has come in. He's in P14 behind De Vries, which isn't great. That may hamper him slightly as we come down the pit lane. Be interested to see where we come out relative to everyone else. We've got a few drivers who are staying out, and they're most of the slower ones. We are still right behind Hamilton. Where is Doohan? There is Doohan. He's still behind an AlphaTauri, but this time it's Sonoda, which is probably the better of the two to be stuck behind. And we are right at the back of Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris also right with us, and the two Red Bulls as well. But we've got a safety car out for something. Has someone come off somewhere? I'm not sure. Oh, this is Russell into turn 1. Oh, it's a massive accident there. George Russell absolutely annihilates his Mercedes and gets sent to the Shadow Realm. Sergio Perez couldn't really do anything there. He's coming out of the pit lane. He can't stop on circuit. That's on Russell to go around the outside of him. And this is the replay. Just absolutely annihilates the front wing there. The hit impact noise that made was absolutely astounding, and just reconfirming my point from a previous video, that is still the zero side pod Mercedes. At least it looks like it. Maybe it is. I can't really tell. It's hard to say. But restart we go, and we're actually on board for once here as we go down into turn 1 versus Hamilton, waiting for that yellow flag to get out of the way, and through turn 1 we go, still in P3, but with a few laps to go, and an opportunity here to get a double podium. But the safety car is out again. Have we had another massive collision behind us? Everyone coming through fine. Unsure what that was, and it's actually started to rain, so this could get a little bit dicey by the end of the Grand Prix. Anyway, on board again. We're going to pull alongside Lewis Hamilton in a Verstappen-like fashion, and now overtake at the green flag. We're going to make contact into turn 1, get down the inside, and there we go, into P2. It's a double podium for us so far, but can we get the lead away from Jack Doohan? And the safety car is out again for nothing. All cars are still running. I think it may be down to this here. You see that brake check? It was very subtle, but all the cars going through turn something very slowly. I think it just prompted the safety car from a blocked track. So the safety car can't come out with 3 laps of the race to go, because I guess that was too hard to code in over the past 10 years. But Doohan is now in P2 as we sneak up the inside of him, and we've got 3 laps to go. There won't be DRS, I don't think. So realistically, we don't really have to do anything here. The rain will eventually get worse and cause us to slide around so much that Dylan will just be able to get the slipstream toe. This was the replay, waiting for that yellow flag to go inside, and then down into turn 1 we go, hard on the brakes. Very, very marginal gap once again up the inside, but we do manage it, and that's it. Final lap still to go, actually, as we have a bit of a moment going into the hairpin there, and yeah, as I mentioned earlier on, no DRS, so I mean, realistically, had there not been rain in this situation, we probably would have gapped Dylan quite a lot, and I expect he would have been fine fighting Hamilton up until the end of the race. I mean, it's only a few laps anyway, so probably would have been fine. But this is it, the final lap of the 2024 season, and so remains the question, when will the next season be out? Well, as I mentioned a couple of races ago at the start, I'm changing how I do these. Previously, I would make each video, well, maybe like 2 videos a week or something, and I'd be spending all of my time doing the races, doing the editing, doing this voiceover, doing YouTube shorts and TikToks and things like that. And it just took over. I didn't have any time to do anything for myself, but actually just chill out and relax. And with Christmas coming up, as it is now, I just want that time, you know, just spend some time with family, get some stuff done around the house, just, you know, chill out a bit, just reduce the burnout. So I think what I'll do going forward is I will make the entire season in one go, upload it over the course of 2 months, because there's 2 a week, about 8 weeks, and then when I'm fully done, it will be uploaded, and I'll start on the next batch of videos. So there'll probably be a little bit of a break between now and the final video, and the next video, just to make you aware, and that will be the norm going forward. But for the final season, right here, we have a massive accident across the line there. Oh my god, we have absolutely annihilated Jack Doohan and our own car. Having a sentimental moment ruined by the antics of me driving across the finish line. Jack Doohan also parked up at the side of the road. I don't know how we were able to get our ruined cars back to the pit lane. You can see my car was missing a wheel and Doohan's was missing both front wheels there at the bottom of the podium. But what a way to celebrate, actually. We're joined by the champion Lewis Hamilton. It's a 1-2 for us. We smashed both of the cars up. They are getting a paint job next season, so it doesn't really matter. And that's how you end a season, everyone. That's 2024 over and done with. Bring on the next one. And here are the final results of the series finale. Of course, we picked up a 1-2 for Razor Slothz and were joined by Lewis Hamilton on the podium, who had the fastest lap. Behind them, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg, Oscar Piastri and Carlos Sainz. And for the final results of the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton, of course, did win, but we moved up into second ahead of George Russell after he retired. We were followed by Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Alex Albon, Max Verstappen. Jack Doohan moves up to 9th, and Lando Norris drops to 10th. And then further down the order, we had Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Valtteri Bottas, Kevin Magnussen, Nico Hülkenberg, Yuki Tsunoda, and Joe Guan Yu, the final point scorers, with Logan Sargent, Théo Pourchaire, and Nick De Vries picking up 0 apiece. And over to the constructors, it was a 91-point win for Mercedes over Ferrari, a massive leap back to Red Bull, who just beat us by a single point for third. And then behind us, we had Aston Martin, Alpine, McLaren, Haas, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, and finally Williams. And that's all for Season 2, the 2024 season of F1 23. I'll catch you next time for 2025 Season 3.